Representing the Pennsylvania SPCA, and we provide a service to the community. Something that's a little bit different from the people that you heard earlier is that the work that we do is actually work that we do that's funded solely by donations. So when you call us and you're looking for service, the work that we do as far as preventing crimes against animals and rescuing animals is all stuff that's funded by people like you. It's all funded by donations. So we are in the community, and we actually came up with the idea of reaching out and talking to community centers because we had a very large incident back in April where we made an arrest that was a major dogfighting bust. It was actually the largest dogfighting bust that has been seen in the history of Philadelphia that our organization has done. As a result of the one location that we were able to take down, we were able to do several more warrants that we took down dogfighting operations where people were breeding dogs in their home and training dogs in their home in very different sections of the city. Some people have a perception that dogfighting is happening in someone else's community and not your community. The reality that we see is happening in every neighborhood around the city. There are connections all over, and when we do go to these dogfighting, when we are able to catch a dogfight in action, we find people from all different communities. It's not just a stereotypical person who you would think is the bad guy in your community. There's really everybody there. So we wanted to give you the information that when it comes to law enforcement for crimes that involve animals, the Pennsylvania SPCA is here to help. When we do investigations and when we're actually able to break up dogfighting rings, we are usually finding guns, drugs, and evidence of all kinds of other crimes that are actually going on in addition to the gambling and the harm that actually happens to those animals in those dogfighting rings. So I think what we do can tremendously benefit the community. If you saw the news last night and the night before, another issue that's pretty timely and also is really important for everybody's neighborhood is houses that are hoarding houses. Now people can hoard objects, paper, they can collect trash, their cars will fill up in their yard, but people can also hoard animals, and that's where we come in and help. When we get reports of hoarding house, our officers are actually police officers. They have the ability to serve warrants and make arrests, so they have the full police powers of a police officer, but they can only enforce state laws that apply to animals. They can't, when we go into a house and we see drugs and guns, the police force that's backing us up, the Philadelphia police, they're the ones who make the arrest based on those charges, but we're the ones who are going to be able to go in and get the warrants when it comes to animals. Now, when you have a neighbor that's a problem, when you're smelling bad odors, when you think there's something going on, definitely report that to us. We have information here that are some of our newsletters, our contact information, including our phone numbers and our email addresses are in here to make reports. Definitely want to report that to us. What I can say is that just like police officers, when the captain was talking about investigations, we have to go through the same process in order to get our warrants. So just an odor alone might not be enough. We may have to make several visits. We rely on you in the neighborhood to be making those complaints and making those calls. Simultaneous calls, particularly through 311 to departments like L&I, your state rep's office, your city council office, are often helpful for getting us all working together. We all know there's something going on.